if it isn't Crash Bandicoot.
Okay, let's make this quick. Activision has brought back the world's most well-known Bandicoot, well, actually the only well-known Bandicoot, Crash, by recreating the first 3 original games that made him a star. While at first it seemed like this was going to be nothing more than a quickly rehashed cash grab, I'm happy to report that for better or worse, almost everything that made Crash great on the PS1 has been painstakingly and beautifully redone in HD on the PS4. For comparison, let's take a look at the original Crash and compare it to the remake. The amount of detail from the backgrounds to the character designs to even the shading and fur effects are incredibly well done, while also staying true to the cartoony style that Crash was known for. The new animations and voices fit the style perfectly as well, giving so much more personality to the characters. It truly feels like you're playing a Saturday morning cartoon. When you first pop the game in and you hear that iconic music, all the great memories of 90s culture like Beanie Babies, Tamagotchis, Power Rangers, sweaters tied around people's waists, and whatever the fuck this thing was, come flooding back to you in an intense wave of nostalgia. This feeling only gets a piece further when you get into the gameplay, as it is almost exactly what you remember it being from back in the day. Every box, apple, and enemy is placed in just the exact spot you remember it being, with a couple of exceptions. The platforming is solid, well-paced, and most importantly, fun. The levels that are scattered throughout all 3 games are more than varied enough to keep it interesting without changing too much of the formula. Running from boulders, competing in bike races, scouting the Great Wall of China, and being able to be Ricky Winterbourne all prevent it from getting stale. However, one glaring issue with the game is that as you keep playing and the nostalgia starts to wear off, you'll begin to remember one specific thing that you overlooked about Crash as you grew older, which is the game is freaking hard. Seriously, in the later levels, the difficult platforming becomes maddening. Every jump essentially becomes a hold your breath jump because you can never be too sure if you're going to make it or not. It actually is a little harder on the remake than it was on the original because it seems like Crash has more of a tendency to slip off platforms than he did on the PS1 version. This doesn't make the game impossible or anything, but on later levels when timing becomes absolutely essential, you can't help but sometimes feel you got cheated out of a jump that it seems like you should have made. It's funny they call this the Insane Trilogy because especially if you're trying to 100% it, that's exactly what this game will do to you. Drive you fucking insane. Mother! Damn it! Oh, come on! However, it's moments like when you're on your last life and you barely manage to cross over the finish line into the warp zone that the game feels its absolute most rewarding. Since you don't really see platform games like Crash Bandicoot anymore, putting into words the feeling of overcoming a seemingly impossible level is difficult to describe, but I guess it's sort of like having sex in the dark. You don't really know what you're doing, it requires a lot of practice, and you'll cry a bunch of times, but once you finish, it is oh so satisfying. At the end of the day, the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is a game that exceeded expectations. It's a great remake that is treated with care, and it definitely shows in the final product. Overall, I give the Insane Trilogy 98 air conditioners out of 67 cheeseburgers. Hey guys, thanks for watching our review. If you liked it, please make sure to subscribe. It really helps us out. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna try to get all the gems in Crash 1 because I hate myself.